Andrea, is Haul Out the Halloween the best Hallmark sequel ever made, as well as the best Hallmark Halloween movie ever made?
Well, it's not like a sequel. It's like the third movie. Is
Well, I
that
don't know. What do
still
you
a
call it? What
sequel?
do you call the third one?
The third installment.
Okay. And
Is this the best third installment ever?
I call one installments. I call things episodes. You just correct me all the time. I don't know what it is. Well, you know what? What do you say we get into it? This is Eric,
This is Andrea.
and this is Hallmark Mysteries and
And more.
more. Spooky, spooky, spooky. Are you in the
With
Halloween spirit now?
with the Ireland behind you.
Well, you know what? We're
Oh,
recording two episodes, and I am prepared for the second one.
oh, it's funny. Yeah, I am decorated and ready to rock for Halloween. So I was ready for a good Halloween episode this past weekend, personally. What about you?
I am so ready. Halloween is my favorite holiday of the year.
Do you
So,
decorate and have like big skeletons in your yard?
of course, I have
That's
skeletons
what
in
I was
my
like. You
yard.
strike me as the guy who would.
Though, one of the things living in Arizona, we overseed our grass. So, like, you can't do much on the grass for the next couple weeks. I have
Oh,
inflatables and I can't put those up until the grass comes in a little bit more and all that. And my wife makes me stake off the yard so the kids all have to come up the path to
ooh,
the sidewalk versus cutting across the grass and
that's
everything.
funny.
So,
Do you dress up?
no. Well,
Okay.
I'll if we go into like a party or whatever, I
Okay.
will and stuff. But we don't. I don't dress up passing out candy.
Okay. I didn't know how serious you got.
No, but it's funny you say that. Just this morning when I was walking the dogs, I was like, maybe I should dress because I don't. We usually have a neighborhood party, and we don't seem to have one this year. And I was like, maybe I should just dress up and pass out the candy.
That seems very on brand for you.
Yes, I admit it. I admit. Why you not
Oh.
a Halloween person?
Oh yeah, I love Halloween. That's
Okay.
like my second favorite holiday behind the winter solstice. I
Okay.
count that as the holiday. So,
Do you have your kids' Halloween
oh, they
costumes
already
picked
got
out?
theirs. They are Mario and Luigi. So,
Oh, going combined.
yes, they
Nice.
are. That was that they picked it out. So, and they're like, "Oh, you could be Princess Peach," but I usually stay home and pass out candy, and my husband takes them around.
You can still
So,
be, you can still do it.
I don't know. I have a witch's apron that I usually put on, so I'll
Is
probably
your
just wear
husband
that.
going to be Donkey Kong?
No, I don't think he rarely dresses up. Like that
Mm.
is not his holiday.
Okay, so we're going to get into the review in just one second, but the one story I have to say.
Oh
So
boy.
when my son was little, he was like, we used to have like a full out, really nice costume shop that was right by us, like just coincidentally. And we went and we got him this little Eeyore costume that he just loved, and it had like the hood, the whatever the donkey hood and everything. It was awesome. And when it came time for Halloween, he was like two or something like that, three maybe. As soon as he put on, he just cried and it was like, you're gonna put this on, and it was like the total parents were, you're gonna put this on for the pictures, and every picture of him in it, he is just like mortified and looks of terror on his face and
But I
everything. So
feel like
yeah,
he understood the assignment because
so
Eeyore is a sad donkey. So he
so
understood the assignment. He
there
was
you go.
like, "You dress me up like this, I'm gonna throw a fit," because that's what Eeyore does.
And yeah, so he ended up with the hood like down the whole entire time. We're like, dang. So
That's adorable.
okay,
Oh.
well, let's talk about the movie, shall we?
Let's do it. Haul out the Halloween. Halloween obsessed neighbors inspire residents of Evergreen Lane to haul out their spookiest costumes and decor to become Ever Scream Lane. All right. For myself, I gave this one a 3.5 out of 5. I think a lower rating just because I had large expectations for this one and I enjoyed it. So, like the 3.5 doesn't mean I didn't like it. I enjoyed it, but it got a little slow at times, which we all know is the kiss of death for me. Like there was a good stretch. And again, I've had to multitask, not watching these movies live, which it's nice, but it's also kind of like Sundays are not a great day for me to be able to watch movies because I teach yoga classes, 3 yoga classes on Sundays. I am taking my children to their events. So it's kind of like squeezed in there, which might play a factor in my rankings and like how much I like it when you're just like, I'm just trying to get it done. So I didn't laugh though as much at this one. I felt like I laughed at the first one a lot more. And I think they had so many storylines. They could have maybe fleshed out some. They didn't go as deep into a ton of them, and they sprinkled the surface. But the cast, I mean, the cast is dynamite. And Ned as a focal point for dating Jared's mom, loved that thread. Would have loved more there. Like those were the scenes that I did laugh on. Melissa Peterman, love her. Minnesota native, just shout out to her. Like fall on the floor after losing the baking contest. Like did not expect that, and just like boom. I mean, just she is
Oh,
so
yeah.
good, so good. And for me, like one thing I would have liked maybe would have improved me to a 4, but the new neighbors. I loved their witch theme. And I think if they would have pulled that thread like throughout the whole movie and then at the end revealed, oh, they're in Shakespeare. So I think they could have played that up and been like, oh, are they really witches? And like the neighbors could have been talking about that. And then spooky things could have been happening. And then no, at the end reveal, hey, we're actually in the local play.
I love that.
For me, and that would have pulled a little bit more into them because I think they were a little underutilized. I would have loved more of them as well. Kimberly J. Brown. I'm probably watched Halloween Town because I was of that age because she is my age. And so I'm sure I watched it. I don't remember it. I'm so sorry. I did watch all of the Disney movies though. So I'm sure I watched it. Just can't recall what happened. So that was fun to see her. So what about you? I bet you love this.
I gave it a 4, but
Okay.
yep, I'm there with you. First of all, I'll say, and I've said it a couple times, but I think it was brilliant how they switched it from a Christmas movie to a Halloween movie. And not just the fact that they moved it, but it completely makes sense for this crazy neighborhood, right? It wasn't like just putting a random thing like, oh, we want to move it to another season. It was so on brand for them to go over the top. And it is one of the few franchises where I do find myself laughing out loud. But that being said, like you, I only did it a few times. But when I did it, like I really laughed. Like usually I'll
Yeah.
smirk or, whatever. Whereas this one I actually crack up during it. And I think they could have pushed it more. Like the first one, Holla at the Holly, um, like they were just pushing it where that was like boom, boom, boom,
Yes.
boom. And this one had a few moments in there, but then it was tame for, some other chunks. So I'm with you. I think this is one of the franchises where they should just push it, and it is slapstick and hilarious, especially with this cast. And as you said, this cast is just fantastic.
Good.
I don't even know how much they are acting because it just seems like if you hung out with them, all of their characters are kind of what I would expect from them. And they were just so natural in it. Like there's effortless acting in this movie. Just like I think that's who they are.
Yeah.
And I'll say Lacey, along those lines, Lacey and Wes, they really have solidified themselves just as like I'm kind of, are they not married? Because they just are perfect together, right? They're exactly what you think of as a real couple. And I'm with you there too, that I really liked them how they introduced the couple, who moved next door with Luna and Marvin. But I think they could have put some like conflict in there, or like you said, a little twist. So it just had something. They were just there, and hey, we have some new people. I think they could have added some drama. Same thing with the Ash, which what a great name, Ashlyn Ashworth. Like she just turned out to be nice. Like they
Yeah.
could have ramped up the conflict. Like, oh, is it going to be bad? Is it going to be
Something.
there? And it just didn't do those things. And so that's kind of what kept it down a little for me. It still was really good and I enjoyed it. And I love the fact that it's a Halloween movie, but they could have just pushed that humor and also added a little bit of the conflict. And for me, then it would have been almost a perfect movie because the cast has got to be the best ensemble cast
Oh yeah.
around. I
Oh
mean,
yeah.
all the way through, all the way through. Even the kid, like I hate kids, and Melissa Peterman's kid in there, and
Oh,
her little
she was
mini
so good.
me is just awesome. And you're right. I totally forgot the face plant when she
Just
loses the baking
oh.
contest.
I was like, oh, I did not
That
expect
was
that.
perfect.
Oh, well, there's not really any mystery, so I kind of skipped that unless you have
No,
anything. Okay.
obviously,
I
no.
was like, no mystery. But romance. So I think they progressed the relationship well. And think they set us up for like a potential Santa training in Norway for the next
Right.
movie. But I do think that the neighborhood has to somehow get themselves there too, or maybe the training comes to their neighborhood instead of Norway or something. Because I think I would be more interested in having the whole ensemble cast rather than just Wes and Lacey going to Norway for this. I think you lose a good chunk of the character of these movies. So I think
Totally agree.
everyone has to go. Like Ned doing a Santa training or somehow being involved. Same with like Melissa Peterman's character. Like, yes, please, like throw them in those. That awesome. And then continuing the romance with like Ned and Jared's mom, like having that continue and develop because that was, I suppose, the other romance of this movie. But I did feel like they felt like a married couple, and they felt like, even on the couch, whether you're like, oh, we're just gonna watch this, and you're gonna fall asleep, and it just very married style, which again, Hallmark doesn't always have a lot of that. But when they do, I mean, I think a lot of people who like, I'm married, you're married, like you can
It,
relate. Like that's just how it
totally.
is. You're just
Yep.
like, yep, just fall asleep on the couch, watch a movie that maybe one person doesn't really want to watch, but you're just like, all right, we'll just do it. Okay.
Yeah, I'm pretty much agree with you. I think they just did a really good job of portraying what it's really like being a cute newlywed married couple who just really get along. And like you said, being married, and that's the thing. Like if we start watching anything after 8 o'clock, I know my wife is not making it to the first commercial break. But like you say, you're like, sure, let's go for it. I know you're asleep, but you do it anyhow. So yeah, really cute. And as you said, it was fun. But once again, I think it's where they could have, yeah, they had their little conflict, and it was great when he, you know, had his outburst on TV, smashing the pumpkin and everything like that. But I think they could have toyed with us a little bit more, with that whole relationship thing. So,
Like in a
but it's
bad,
cute.
I don't want a
No, no, no,
bad,
no, no, no.
okay.
Just like sort of teased it along a little bit more,
Okay.
like oh no, I want to tell him, like not making it bad. No,
Oh, I was like, because that doesn't always
no,
interest
no.
you, but
Just keeping
married
the
couples
thing of him
fighting.
like being like I know what's going on, but I can't tell my parents, and them sneaking away for little kisses, but not being as discreet as they think, and instead just tormenting him along the way. So
And the
I thought that could
matching,
have been
like the
fun.
costume at the end where he comes out with his, Freddy Krueger. Is that Freddy Krueger? I've never seen that movie. Where he was
No,
supposed to be, or Jason.
I
Maybe
I
the
think I
same.
think
Is
Freddy
that the same
Krueger.
person?
No,
Okay.
Jason is like a hockey mask.
Okay. Then whatever he was at first, and then he came back out
Right.
with the costume, to match his wife, and like, oh, let's do a couple costume after all. That was my old life.
And
I
they were
did
super
I did
cute.
appreciate that.
That was
And
super cute.
yeah, I mean, I think for me, I would have loved more of the Halloween at the end. Like actually, that was probably my favorite part of the movie was actually those last 15, 20 minutes, besides a
Yeah.
few standout scenes, because that felt like that energy throughout the whole movie would have been great. Like the rap scene, shout out to the older married
Yeah.
couple. Loved the Frankenstein rap one. That like I would watch that just for that scene again because those two nailed it. Nailed
I
it.
agree. It should have been like just crazy Halloween party all night
Yes.
long
Little
kind of thing.
shenanigans. Oh
Like
yeah. I would be game
what
for that.
like I get it, giving Lacey some depth, but I didn't really care about her wanting to be the writer and stuff. I always wanted to
Same.
see in costumes and
Same.
all of that shenanigans, right? It's the shenanigans series.
Yes. Yeah, I think that's maybe when it lost it, when it got to the serious moments where you're like, oh, is that what we like to see in these movies? Maybe not as
And
much
we
myself.
got other ones for that.
So, yeah,
I wonder who you chose for your character corner.
of course. Minnesota
Any
native,
like
Melissa
5 foot
Peterman.
10 Scandinavians?
I know. She played Pamela. She's just like so captivating on screen. I mean, you just have to love her. Like I think she steals any of the scenes she's in like the best way. Like I every time she was on screen, like it just kind of elevated the material and it made me want to pay attention because I'm like, oh, what's she gonna do? What's she gonna say? And I think that's the sign of the movies. Whereas again, sometimes the scenes with Lacey at times were a little slow, a little kind of drawn out, whereas Melissa punched in some of the like speed up energy. So who did you pick? Ned?
Nope. I went with
What?
Luna and Marvin because they are played by real life couple,
Oh,
Kimberly
really?
and Daniel Kuntz.
I didn't know they were
So
really
yeah,
married. That's fun.
so they really are married. So I thought that was
Little
kind of fun.
trivia too.
Yeah. Well, I've got trivia about it a little later
Okay,
too.
okay.
But we just have to go a little down our April Telek route. And
Oh
Luna
gosh.
played Angela in Crossword Mysteries, proposing murder, along with, as we know, Lacey, who is the star of Crossword Mysteries. And then Lacey was with Allison Sweeney, and Allison Sweeney is Hannah Swenson, and Hannah Swenson, Reality Bites, brings us to April Telek.
Okay. Well, our trivia. My trivia is about Melissa Peterman. Which I did not know this. She graduated from MSU, which is Mankato, Minnesota, which is an hour from where I grew up. She graduated with a theater degree, and that's like she probably was there when I grew up. Like, how fun is that? Like, she's in there and doing her thing.
I
And
really
my
think you
aunt,
should go out and like get, coffee on the weekends kind of thing.
I would love that because she does come back to Minnesota. Like she has a house here because I follow her on social media. And so she's in St. Paul. Hello. I should be like, where are you going to go for coffee? Let's go. I got a neighborhood coffee shop. But she made her film debut in Fargo as hooker number two.
Oh wait, the movie she was in Fargo?
As hooker number two, Eric.
That is a great, great one. Oh
See,
man.
keeping the Minnesota connection. There we go. Actually, Fargo is in North Dakota, but
Right.
sorry. In
But
case anyone thinks I've lost my Minnesota card.
we know what it's all about. Well, mine is the famous photograph of Sailor kissing Nurse, which is what the costumes of
Yes.
Lacey and Westworld's all about, was called VJ in Times Square. And the image captured a joyful celebration at the end of World War II. But there's debate because it always was thought that it was it's obviously a guy returning from World War II and a nurse. Yet it actually was a dental assistant, not a nurse. The lady who was Greta Zimmerman Friedman. So she was Miss Occupation Cast on that. So there you go. A little twist. Everyone always thinks it's a nurse, but she's actually a dental assistant.
There's also one that same statue out in San Diego because when I lived there for a summer, it was right by the harbor and by the
Yeah.
Navy base. So I think I've got a picture of it somewhere in my photo albums. So there you go. If you want to see it and you're not in New York, San Diego also has one.
Coast to coast.
Well, oh yeah, Hallmark and chill. So for myself, of course, the obvious one. Like I was trying to think if there's any Halloween. There's not really a ton of Halloween per se, Murder She Wrote episodes, surprisingly. But because that would have been fun. Like I'm not sure why they didn't have,
That's
Jessica
amazing.
Fletcher. I know, passing out candy
In
and some shenanigans happen. Like
74 years, there was not a
I
Halloween episode of
know.
Murder,
It
She
would have
Wrote.
been a great one. But it made me think of episode one, which I think you watched, season one, episode one,
Yep.
The Murder of Sherlock Holmes, because of course they're in costume. Like that's like one of the only episodes where they actually dress up and they're wearing costumes. And so of course I initially thought of that when she is wearing her Wizard of Oz, the Good Witch, Glinda the Good Witch costume. I don't know if
Right.
that's what she's supposed to be, but that's what she is in my mind. So what about you?
I went with, as you mentioned before, Halloween Town with Kimberly J. Brown and her husband, who is also in the second one. He's not in the first one, but he's in the second one.
Is that
And
where they met?
yes, and then they did not get back together for like 10 years when they then got back together. So the way I know about this Halloween Town is my niece, she just gets into watching Hallmark around this time, and she's like, "Hey, I need a Halloween thing to watch, or excuse me, a Hallmark to watch." I'm like, "Well, you're in luck because you've got a Halloween one," and she's real big into Halloween too. So she's like, turned it on. She's like, "Oh my God, Halloween Town!" Or no, she said something about the people, and I'm like, "Okay, is this supposed to mean something to me?" And she's like, "Halloween Town." I'm like, "Okay, is this supposed to mean something to me?" And she is like, "Okay, this is the classic millennial movie from Disney and everything
Yeah.
like that." So once again, as soon as she said that, I go, Andrea's going to have, this is going to be right up Andrea's alley there and stuff. But available on Disney Plus, you can see there's three of them. But in the first one, do you know who's also in it?
No, I
I
cannot
think I
remember.
think he's in the first and second. Robin Thomas from Mystery 101.
Matchbox 20. Oh, that's Rob Thomas.
Brian Thomas. Graham.
I was like, well, that's a random fun fact.
Graham is in
Oh, did you
the
watch him?
no.
Oh, okay. I would have to revisit. I'm sure I watched it, but it's been 20 years. I cannot remember anything about them.
My niece, she started quoting away.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were this one was not. I liked there was one they had twins that played basketball. And
Of
boy, oh
course.
boy, I have seen the footage like present day, and I'm like, how in the world did I love this movie? Because like they're traveling, they're like pivoting, but they're like traveling, and then they like have like 5 seconds to take the shot, but it takes like 30 seconds of time before they actually do anything. It's just like it's so bad. But that was my favorite. Was they had some basketball ones and the twin one that was can't remember what it was called, but
That's awesome.
well, next episode that we'll have coming out is Haunted Harmony Buried at Sea
And my background will be much more appropriate.
in Ireland. So that is coming out later this week. So
All
stay
right.
tuned.
Until next time.
Bye.
Bye. This podcast was created by fans for fans and is not affiliated with or sponsored by Hallmark or the Hallmark channel.